I wanted to check stuff.
Trying to check.
You're not going to be quiet. I'm not going to be quiet.
What you need your goddamn phone for? What are you, the man in the chair?
So I could see when we start. There we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to another episode of Questlog, the weekly show about video games, old and new. My name is Tyler Everett. This is episode 38, and I got co-hosts again, other than Brian. But Brian's here too,
buddy?
Do you though?
Do I though? Brian Maxwell, everybody, welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back, and joining us again is Luke Phillips and Aaron Kring. How you guys doing?
Hey, fantastic.
We'd rather be watching Westworld.
Oh yeah, is it that good?
It's really good.
It really is very good.
It is very good, Tyler.
Yeah.
Brian, don't you start with me.
The only thing I'd rather be watching than Westworld is Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I am very excited for tomorrow to happen. It's Saturday, the 15th of July, and we get new Game of Thrones tomorrow, and we're all very hyped about it, except for Brian.
It's going to be good.
Is it, though?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I
You're
feel like
excited
Brian's an
for us?
expert
My
on-
excited
on-
face.
Well, the good news is, it's back, and you don't have to enjoy it if you don't want to, Brian. It's okay. You don't have to
It's
pretend.
fine. I want you guys to enjoy your stories.
We're gonna enjoy
We're
our
going to.
stories and
Gonna enjoy it
talk
so
about
much.
them at length. I rewatched the most recent 2 episodes just to get myself all hyped up and ready for it. And
I did today, and Aaron, you did yesterday?
I did yesterday. Yes,
Yeah.
watched the last 2 episodes.
is it called Winds of Winter? That's the last one.
Yes, it is.
The music, you guys. I'm sorry. We could turn this straight into a Game of Thrones podcast. Hey, that's a good idea. We should do one of those.
Who would do that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we should just start from the beginning and watch all of them.
probably.
Yeah, we could all
That's not
watch
a
it
bad
together.
idea.
We could rewatch the whole show. Brian could watch it for the first time.
It'd be fun.
It'd be amazing. No, we should not do that. That's a silly thing.
It's
But-
never been tried before either.
Right. What we should do is talk about what we've been playing. And here's some music for it. All right. So, Brian,
Yeah, man.
you got your own stories here, and it's a story long in the making, and it's called Persona 5.
Yes. Yes, I done finished it.
You done finished it. It's complete.
Done finished it. Yep.
Can't get the thing to be.
I'm about to have that feeling that happens after you binge watch a TV show and now there's none of it left, and you've got no more coming. So make it last, Brian.
Yeah, it's I put 125 hours into it. Was the final clock. I
That's a
think
lot
that
of
might
hours.
be the longest game I've ever played as far as, like beginning to end, not run-based game. I think Persona 3 and Dragon Quest 8 were both like around 100, but it definitely carries on. It's very anime. Like, I thought it was the end like 3 separate times. And it's like, oh nope, there's another thing. There's another boss underneath. Oh no, there's another one, and we're up up in the heavens. Like, it looked like we were in Act 4 of Diablo 3, like, angels and demons. And
Do we need to put is there like a spoiler bracket we should put around this section? Like, hey, if you haven't finished Persona 5,
Yeah.
don't watch
Just
what's
put like
happening.
put like a big
there.
spoilers thing over Brian's face right now. Can you do that?
there's no spoilers in the video, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything especially. I was real happy with it. I don't know if it's my game of the year, but it's definitely a contender. Yeah, there were things it does really well, like the music and the style are just absolutely top notch. It's probably the best looking and sounding game I've ever played.
That's pretty high praise.
It's impressive. it's grindy. Like, these are all grindy, and it kind of started to wear on me by the end. It was just like around hour, 110 or so. I'm just like, I don't want any more fucking random battles. I just, just give me the story and let me get done. But I mean, that's the nature of Japanese RPGs. I can't really complain about that.
I don't think I ever asked you about that. So that's still what you're doing? You're running through an area, and then all of a sudden, and then you're into a random battle again?
No, like, you see them on the map, and you can ambush them, or you can kind of avoid them. Sometimes they're usually units that are like patrolling, and you can wait for them to go by and try to run by them. But it's not literally out of nowhere like the olden days.
You're in the tall grass, so better get ready to fight. Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha. That's cool. So you see that like on your mini map? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, you can see them on your mini map, and you can see them like out in front of you in the game world. But you can watch the mini map and kind of look for them. It deals with some pretty heavy stuff. I do wish it handled sexuality better, like, for all the serious issues it deals with. Like, the series has always kind of had a problem with the way it treats like gay characters. Like the only gay people you meet in this story are two very swishy, like, stereotypes on a beach. Like, they're trying to pick up girls, and of course they strike out every time. And then there's these two gay guys that are super flamboyant, and your people are all like, "Zoinks, run away!" And just had a very 80s kind of mindset about it. It seems like the game's about outcasts and underdogs, and just it's a shame they kind of missed the boat on that front.
Yeah, it's like, on the one hand, cool that you're including a varied, eclectic group of people, and then bummer that you had to resort to the same tired stereotype that we've been seeing for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a bummer.
Actually, that brings up something, because I saw something recently where I was kind of starting to feel like that the tide was changing on that stupid sort of stereotype. SpiderMan Homecoming. There's a spot in the trailer where he's standing there and he's not got a shirt on, not got pants on. He's just in his underwear. I believe that was in the trailer with his friend in the room and Aunt May's at the door or something like that. In the movie, Aunt May comes to tell them that, like, dinner's ready and you're waiting for the "oh my god" gay joke sort of thing, and she just turns back to Peter before she walks away and goes, "Oh, and you should probably put some clothes on." Like, no cares in the world that he's in his underwear in front of his friend who's fully dressed. Just, that's normal to her, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of progress been made.
You just wanted to carry over into your Japanese demon crazy people game. That's all. This is
one really awesome. Interesting thing that the game does. Like, the game revolves around you're changing people's hearts. Like, there are these evil, terrible people, that are committing these crimes, and it's an Inception kind of thing, like, where you're going into their subconscious and you're changing their hearts. So they confess their crimes. Like, they repent, and the people that oppose you are saying that it's not right that you're changing people that way, and that's kind of a valid argument. I mean, like, you're forcing them to change, like, you're taking away their free will, kind of, and that's another interesting, not a black and white issue,
right?
If we can change the bad people, well, we should do that. Well, who decides who's the bad people, and where do you draw the line? I'm going to flip a switch in your brain and make you change because I don't like the way you are.
Assassin's Creed tackles some of that too. It gets shit on all the time for its story, and that is one of the cool, like, struggles between the Assassins and the Templars in that series. Like, the Templars are all about order and forcing peace and forcing, order through, questionable means.
It's the Empire. I'm going to rule this galaxy, and there will be peace if I have to, squash everyone who opposes me. There will be peace.
I don't think it's quite that, it's not that oppressive in most cases.
Not that openly oppressive, but
right. But it's
to the ones being changed, it is.
Sure. Yeah, it's interesting. I like that they kind of turn that on you. They're like, hey, maybe you're not the good guy. Maybe you're not, you know, maybe your cause isn't so just. I think that's an interesting storytelling mechanic. You've tackled quite a few heavy games this year with this and Nier and yeah.
Night in the Woods and Edith Finch. Yeah.
Oh God, Edith Finch.
I'm just looking at Luke right now. Yeah. Yes, Edith Finch.
Finch was so deep and emotional.
Thank you for finally seeing the light. You're a bad person. Let's go in and change Luke's heart right now. Let's just jump into his subconscious.
Go into my subconscious and just make it have feelings.
Just make it not broke. Well, that's
Holy
cool.
Shit,
I'm glad
Luke's
you finished
a host.
it.
Spoilers.
Yeah, definite spoilers. So Brian, there was one last thing I was going to ask you, and I totally forgot it. So, Persona 5, if you had to give it your, like out of 10, what would you give it out of 10?
Probably a 9.
Solid 9.
Solid 9. Yeah.
That's cool.
If you're into this sort of thing, it's a goodie.
I could just watch this in total awe. Like, you just ripped a guy's head off and he turned into a statue dong minotaur. Like, I don't know how else to describe what I'm seeing. It's so insane.
Yeah, I think a lot of the enemies are taken from some, like there's some background, like.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah. And minotaurs are known for having giant statue dongs that they ride upon. Yeah, I think that's true. I think you'll find that
this last week. Not everything's a penis, Tyler.
Are we sure about that? I mean, that is looking extremely phallic right now. All right.
Well, if it's a Japanese game, so if that was a dong, it would just be all pixelated.
See,
it's confirmed
not dong.
It's confirmed not dong. All right. Thanks, Luke. Thanks for clearing that up. Well, Krang, I'm dying to know why I have pictures of a Luigi's Mansion cabinet in my box here. What's going on there?
Because Luigi's Mansion is an arcade game, Tyler, and I found out that it exists at Cedar Point.
Okay.
And I played it. And
we have the technology to convert GameCube era games into arcade games.
Yeah, and it was okay.
Just okay.
So you played Luigi's Mansion?
I did. I played the shit out of Luigi's Mansion. It's one of my favorite GameCube games. Like, I think it's probably one of the most underrated games of definitely that era.
So is it just a port of that, or is it like an actual arcadified version of the game?
It's different. It's an arcadified version. So in this version, you're going around. And it's sort of like a first-person on rails thing, whereas the GameCube version was a third-person perspective, and it was more open world-ish. You had free range of movement, but here you're on rails. It's cool because the little vacuum cleaner that Luigi uses, like, that's what the controller is. So you're holding this like big vacuum looking thing, and then you have the flashlight at the ghosts, and then you'll see on the screen it'll say pull, and you actually have to yank your
vacuum
cleaner in that direction, so it feels kind of like you're actually fighting the ghosts. You get sort of a Ghostbusters feel, which makes you feel badass.
I never played this, but I got the impression that it always got a bad rep because it wasn't Mario.
Correct.
Like, it was a launch title. People were like, this isn't a Mario game. This is bullshit. We hate this.
Yep. And this game, in my opinion, is better than Super Mario Sunshine. I thought this was just a phenomenal game.
You ever wonder how this stuff ends up in their heads? Like, I'm sorry, but it was just like, hey, I know what we're going to do for the GameCube. Let's make sure that Mario has a backpack and Luigi has a backpack.
Everybody's got backpacks.
It's just, I don't know. Every once in a while, they seem to get on a kick. Like, the next Zelda game, Link's going to have a fucking sentient hat again. And
talking hat, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Or when they decided that every Mario game from now on is going to allow him to become a furry. just put him in a cat suit. And then they went from cat suits to now, whatever, dinosaur suit, cow suit, taxi cab suit. Let's just put him in everything.
Let him become people. Let him become
become people. Mario is whatever you want Mario to be. Don't let your Mario dreams be dreams.
Can Mario be Mario's the hat?
Can Mario be Mario? No, Luke. Mario can be everything but Mario.
No, I say can Mario be bread?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he could.
I'm sure he could.
If that hat lands on the bread, then he is the bread. He has become bread. I hope become bread.
You know what? That's DLC because they don't know it yet, but they really need that.
KNEAD. Good job. I see your puns. Bread puns.
Nintendo, hire us.
So this is fun. Because of the fact that I was trying to record this and play it at the same time, like it's not something I was totally paying attention to. Like if there was any sort of story to it, it felt more like because I played the version on the 3DS as well, and it felt more akin to the 3DS version than the original GameCube version, to me anyway. At least from the layout that was there in the game that I played. But no, it was pretty cool. It was kind of cool to see a cabinet like that. And then we were at another arcade in Baltimore, and they had like Double Dash cabinets. So you could sit there and you could play Mario Kart Double Dash. And I was like, what the heck is going on here?
Double Dash
you get all these sweet-ass GameCube era games in arcade cabinets. Where were these arcades when, I could waste time in an arcade because I had one in town?
Arcades were dying currently at that point in time.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So
and these cabinets were probably like $50,000.
Are these Nintendo joints? Like, does Nintendo make them, or is it like a Capcom thing or something? Or
I think it's a Capcom thing. I didn't look. I don't know. I sent you a picture of the whole cabinet. Does it say on there?
No, it just says Luigi's. Oh yeah, it does say Capcom right there. Look at me.
There you go.
Look at the brain on me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good job, Tyler.
Yep.
I just figured Capcom has taken on some of their weirder stuff in the past, some of their ports and things like that. So
yeah,
that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it was a real interesting. Makes me want to go find a copy of Luigi's Mansion, dust off my Wii, and give that a spin. Makes me really want to play Luigi's Mansion again now.
That's cool, man.
Maybe you can play it on your Switch.
If Nintendo, I don't know, maybe if they could come up with the technology to allow me to pay them, I don't know, 10, maybe 15, hell, even 20 of the American dollars to somehow port this to my Switch. Maybe they could emulate the console itself, a virtual console, if you will.
The technology's not there yet.
Yeah. Nintendo's focus is on bringing you new and exciting gaming experiences.
Yes, on the new 2DS XL.
Right.
And the new SNES Classic.
That's right. Just hang on tight there, boys. We'll get there. We'll get there someday. The promised land.
Will we though?
No. Don't hold your breath. Luke.
Yes.
You picked up something rather neat. I'm gonna find it. Don't you fret none.
Okay.
I'm sure I have it. Here it is.
It's right there. Yep.
It's right here. I've had it all along. It's called Mighty Gunvolt Burst for your Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Could you tell me about it?
Well, it has one of the worst names. Mighty Gunvolt Burst is definitely a mouthful that I can never get correct.
Not Mega Man. They should have just called it Not Mega Man.
Now, if I remember correctly, this is based on Mighty Number 9 and another game called Gunvolt. And separately, they weren't very good, so they decided to merge the two together. And
somehow that created Mega Man?
Yes. They're both Mega Man-esque games, and they took the two characters and put them into this game. And it's essentially Mega Man 2. With a bunch of different customizations for your guns that you have to unlock by finding them throughout the levels. And it's not bad. It's only $10, but you basically, it feels
From those
like it's an imposter. That's what it is.
Like, I remember when I played Oceanhorn, I was just like, this is pretty cool, but I just kind of would rather be playing the Zelda game that this is reminiscent of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would rather just be playing Mega Man as opposed to this. I don't know why, because it really basically is Mega Man with more features, but it doesn't have the same feel to it.
You said, Luke, that this took the two characters from those games and merged it. Does it merge them into one character, or are they still two individual characters and you can play multiplayer?
No multiplayer. When you first start the game, you have to pick one of the two.
Ooh, you got grapes.
And in order to go through and unlock all the power-ups in the game, you have to play both characters.
Yep. So, yeah.
Are they functionally the same and with just different skins, or are they different?
I believe they're slightly different in their playstyle. I've only done the one. It's hard as hell, though.
Oh, that enemy is straight out of Mega Man 2. You're right. The dude with the shield who...
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why would you ever pop out from behind your shield if you have a shield?
Yeah, just stand there.
Stand there.
Stand there, lift your gun up over the top, and shoot down. Like, why am I sliding this shield to the side? This doesn't make sense.
It seems cool. The idea that you have to defeat enemies at close range to get this bonus, this burst bonus, that's pretty neat. That's different.
The burst bonuses don't really seem to do anything for you, though.
Oh, well,
Not that I can tell. And even though there's like a lot of
Banana.
customization for your gun, there's not the slide or the dash or the charge that you would typically have in a Mega Man game. So I can't like charge up my gun arm and shoot someone with it.
Hmm. But you can customize like the spray and the size and stuff of your shots.
Yep, I can change the element type on it. I can change how fast it shoots. I can change if it goes into a wave or straight ahead. I can change how long each bullet stays on the screen, which I don't know why you'd want to shorten that duration, but you can.
Interesting.
It's a huge list, and it can kind of be overwhelming at first, but really when you look at it, it's just pick the best you can afford. You only have so much like CP power, it's called, that you can actually use for customization.
Strawberry.
That is a little disappointing because one of the great things, and this is in the later ones, but the Mega Man X games had some really cool platforming that you could do with the dashes and the wall jumps and air dashing and that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed that kind of stuff.
Which, of course, leads back to our previous conversation. I'm sitting here playing this. I'm like, man, I really just want to play Mega Man X.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be playing right now. I don't want to be playing this. I want Mega Man X.
Nintendo, please.
Yeah. Or whatever Nintendo puts out as a sequel to that. You want an official Mega Man release.
Yeah, it seems like that's kind of the thing. We were talking earlier today about a similar topic with the Elder Scrolls series, about how we wanted, Elder Scrolls 6. Brian brought up, well, they've got ESO right now, Elder Scrolls
Hashtag
Online.
not my Elder Scrolls.
And yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, well, it's a different team. It's an MMO, so they have to make certain trade-offs, concessions. Yep.
I'm not saying it's an adequate replacement for it, but in their eyes, I'm sure it is. But people on Elder Scrolls, we want them here in ESO.
In the same way that you feel like Oceanhorn is a copycat sort of ripoff, not quite Zelda. That's how I feel about ESO. It's not,
and that's how I was just gonna say
not quite
that feeling
Elder
that the feeling that you have, Luke, when you play this is that same feeling I have when I play Elder Scrolls.
It
like,
feels off.
This is neat.
There's some part of your brain that's like, this isn't right.
I've played ESO as well for a little bit. I mean, I bought the collector's edition when it came out, and the exact same thing. I was like, oh hey, this is Elder Scrolls, and everything that I'm familiar with is here, but not quite.
Like you have to tell your brain that you're playing an Elder Scrolls game. It doesn't feel like you're playing an Elder Scrolls game.
It almost feels like a cheap Chinese knockoff.
Yep.
Lollipop.
And I had that same thought that you had, Luke. Like, I just wish I just wish that I could invite a couple people into like host a session in Skyrim and let them check out what I'm doing, and like we can go on a couple quests instead of a full-fledged MMO that kind of has Elder Scrolls paint on it. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I want is, oh hey, Tyler's online. Let me invite him into my game, and you appear in my castle that I've custom built because that's going to be in Elder Scrolls 6. And hey, let's go clear out this dungeon together and have it even dynamically create a new quest for us and scale up the creatures would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that, please.
Yep, I could get down on that. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll jump into what I played next because it's in the same vein. One of the things I played this week. We'll keep this Mega Man train rolling here, and I want to talk about Mega Maker. What's Mega Maker, you might say? Well,
I'm asking that right now.
I would say, do you know what Mario Maker is? Have you played Mario Maker for the Wii U, I think it was? 3DS, maybe? I don't know.
No, because nobody here owns a Wii U.
Yeah.
Because we weren't stupid.
And the
although now we all were stupid because it has virtual consoles. So
yeah, there you go.
Joke's on us.
Joke's on us.
I just found out about this today through a Facebook group, and it's free to download, and it's probably going to get a cease and desist real soon. But
so you're saying I should download it right now?
Go Google Mega Maker right now and download it now. This is really cool. It's there's a neat little tutorial where Dr. Wily and Dr. Light try to walk you through making a Mega Man level, and it's pretty intuitive. You can draw your landscape, choose backgrounds, choose what kind of weapons are available in your creation, add power-ups, boss fights, all kinds of cool stuff. Death spikes as far as the eye can see if that's what you're into. And you can just make your own little Mega Man levels, and it lets you choose from assets from Mega Man's 1 through 6. And I don't know, man, it's pretty neat. I only played around with it for about a half an hour or so, but you know, I don't have a Mega Man on my Switch, and if I gotta...
Do you know how it handles bosses?
Yes.
Can you just pick a boss from the ones that were in the games, or can you forge your own?
As far as I can tell, you can just pick ones from the ones that are in the game. But I think you have access to all the robots from 1 through 6.
Crash Man was kind of a bastard.
Crash Man, yeah. He was
shot those bombs that latched onto the walls and blew up.
What a dick.
Yeah.
You get to see Cutman. Cutman, yeah.
I thought you said something else there.
Nope.
First.
I didn't say that.
I'm glad you guys repeated yourself so many times because I really thought that was something different.
That'd be an interesting boss. I wonder what that power up would be. Anyway.
I go there.
Sorry, Mike.
Anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna scoot forward a little bit here so you can see me actually playing my level. But yeah, I just dropped a boss in there and decided to fight him, and I got my butt kicked because the game broke. I ran out of shots on my regular gun somehow. I don't know how that happened, but I just had to stand there and let him kill me. It's kind of embarrassing, but yeah, it's pretty neat. If you like Mega Man's 1 through 6 and want to mess around with them, it's pretty neat. And you can browse user created levels, so people make neat stuff. And
for now,
yeah. Who knows how long that'll last? Yeah, here you see I'm out of energy, and I just gotta let him kill me. But anyway, yeah, user created levels. I decided to try one of them, and it was a non-combat level. It was just they called it some kind of trial of force, I think it was. And it was kind of neat. You just go through this little obstacle course, Mega Man style, and try to get to the end.
Huh.
So yeah, check it out. Get it now. It's $3, and you can get your Mega Man goodness right on your
limited time only.
For a limited time only.
Yeah.
I cannot see this lasting long.
Well, not now that you've spread this to the internet, Tyler. Way to go.
There are tens of people that will.
Well, Nintendo is usually all over our shit already, so I would not be surprised if we're the first people to tell them about this.
Yeah.
I think Capcom is the one that probably owns all the rights to this.
Oh, well then that's fine.
But they're busy. They're busy making Luigi's Mansion cabinets. It's fine. They'll never know.
We gave them good press for the cabinet, so
there you go. Yeah, there's stuff I don't remember being in here, like portals and all kinds of wackiness. So I could see myself, dumping some hours into this, just checking it out. Seems well done. So yeah, get it now. Mega Maker. Download it from the internet.
For a limited time only.
For a limited time only. Brian,
yeah.
Won't you tell me more about Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, I think that's going to be my next game of choice after finishing up Persona Nier. I started it, put maybe 5 or 10 hours into it a few months back, and then put it down for a long while. It's interesting to play it after playing Zelda again, because they're obviously very similar in some ways. The climbing feels bad in Horizon after playing Zelda.
How much rain is there, though?
There's plenty of rain. It doesn't get in your way because you can't climb sheer surfaces like you can in Zelda in defiance of God and logic.
You mean you can't climb an ice block in this game?
You can't climb an ice block. But instead of that, you're trying to Skyrim your way up the mountains, which always just feels terrible. Like there's something at the top and I can't see a way up, so I'm gonna run at a 80-degree slope and slowly
circle my way around it, find the rocks that I can jump up.
Mm-hmm. Spam jump until you make it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I played for an hour or two today, and took me a little bit to get back into it, but yeah, it's a gorgeous game and the combat feels good. Had a little bit of trouble with the camera with the combat, but I think that's par for the course for me with these kind of games.
Are you doing more shooting than you are melee combat in this? Or is there a mix of both?
There's a mix of both. You can lean heavily one way or the other if you're so inclined. I try to take them down from range if possible, but I can throw down. I can throw down
if you need to.
Yeah, if you want to get all up in my shit, I can throw down.
I guess I'm sorry, I misspoke. What I was trying to say is, can I have a sword in this game?
We knew what you meant.
No.
Oh, well.
There are different bows and things you can get, but you've got a spear that's your melee weapon. The spear is significant or special in some way, I think. I think there's a story reason why you're carrying it.
You think so?
I think so. It's been... I don't remember that part of the game, so
gotcha.
There's probably a reason you've got it. And we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a good game.
It looks really good, and I want to play it. And you know that whole dog and show. But yeah, Horizon, get after it. Kill animals,
crafting,
kill robots,
shooting things.
Wow, that pig has an arrow right in its brain. Do the enemies regenerate health after you've not hit them for 2 seconds?
No.
No? They should try that. That makes the game way more fun.
I crank the difficulty down to easy, though. After a little bit, I'm just like, I'm not trying to impress anybody. This kind of combat has never been my thing, so...
Wait, so I can use a bow and arrow, but I can't use a sword?
Correct. Spear only.
Checks out.
I don't think... Look, they're using what they got, all right? It's a weird world. It's weird.
You're using what you can scavenge. I got it. You're using what you can scavenge.
You just, maybe she can make a sword. Brian's only got 5 hours into it. Maybe she gets a real badass techno sword, from
lightsaber,
a pedestal in the woods, and uses it to seal the darkness. Maybe that happens.
Pretty sure lightsaber is copyrighted. We can't use that term.
Oh
Sorry.
shit! Well,
Non-lightsaber.
copyright claim.
Laser
Sorry, Star Wars.
sword.
Sorry.
Guardian sword.
Did you shoot a fish?
Yeah.
Is it a robot fish or just a regular old
Nope,
fish?
just a fish-ass fish.
That's cool. Oh, you got to hold to get the salmon. That's good. Well, that's cool, man. I want to see you finish that game because I want to see if that one jumps up somewhere in the realm of Game of the Year for you too.
Did the
I'm
DLC come out
curious
for it yet?
also. Nope, it's supposed to come out before the year's out. But
Plenty of time.
yeah, it seems like a super well-made kind of game. These third-person games have always been a hard sell for me to a degree, so we'll see.
Less of a hard sell than the first-person ones,
Yeah.
though.
I can't wait to one day get a PlayStation and play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that will happen real soon.
I really backed the wrong horse there.
I'm gonna show you guys a game that you might not have heard of. It's called The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
A game where you can have a proper sword.
Yeah, and boy do I.
It's gonna break.
It is gonna break though. That is confirmed.
Is
Its
it?
batteries are gonna run out.
Yeah.
It's
There you
gonna
go.
lose all of its sword juice. Here. So, okay. The full disclosure, I've already put too many hours into this game. Probably like 140, 150. And I recently got through the Trial of the Sword and found all the outfits and I beat Ganon again just for good measure. And I felt like, man, I've really gotten what
Found
I need
all
to
the
get.
outfits, and that's what you wear.
Well, yeah, I'm getting back to that. So I felt like, man, I've really gotten what I wanted to get out of this game. And then I went, oh yeah, there's a thing called Master Mode that the latest update added, which makes the game harder and adds new things and is more of a challenge. And so I thought, well, I should at least try that. I should see what that's like. And it is a lot harder. In this mode, all the enemies that you would normally find are leveled up one rank. So red bokoblins are not a thing anymore. All the red ones are blue, all the blue ones are black, all the black ones are silver, etc., etc., etc. Right? They've added new enemies in places where there weren't ones previously, so there's more of them. Like they added a Lionel, I think it's a gold Lionel, the hardest one, to the Great Plateau area that you have to sneak around when you're trying to get to the first shrine, because fuck you, that's why.
Just to send you a message. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
but
a
you
gold
know,
Lino in the first area.
in the Great Plateau, yes. You walk when you're on, I think you do the first shrine, get the, like unlock the tower, and as you're on your way to the one by the cabin that you find there's one patrolling that area.
So it's basically like you wake up, go for a small walk, and fuck you.
And there's the hardest enemy that they have in the game waiting for
Tyler,
you.
how hard did you shoot yourself when you saw it?
I was like, I'd heard somebody mention that there was a Lionel on the Great Plateau, so I kind of was a little bit ready for it, but I didn't know where it was, and I was just having a nice little jaunt over to where I knew I needed to go next, like, oh, I've done all this before, it's not so bad, and it like I saw it like out of the corner of my eye off the distance, and it saw me at the same time, and like the exclamation point over its head goes up, and I'm like, shit. So I just ran for the edge of the plateau to like drop down to like hide from it, and that didn't fool it. It was like firing arrows down at me, and so yeah, I died to it, and then the next time knew to keep my distance from it. But it's an interesting way to play the game, because you no longer just look at combat as like, oh, there's a thing, I'm gonna go kill it. You look at everything as,
oh, there's a thing, I'm going to run away from that.
There's a thing, does it have something that I need right now? And if the answer is yes, do I have the tools to take it out without wasting too many of my weapons and stuff? And it kind of changes everything. It makes the game much more interesting, much more dangerous. And I like that in a video game. I like to feel like I'm in danger at all times.
I gotta say, like watching you just kill that enemy with the bow and arrow. When I was playing Horizon, the first time I drew the bow and tried to, snipe a target, I'm like, I started tilting my controller trying to aim it, and I was disappointed when that didn't work. I missed that. Those, very fine adjustments you can make just by moving the controller. It's way easier than moving an analog stick.
Yeah, it's cool. That worked a lot better than I thought it would in Breath of the Wild. And yeah, I don't know. This is probably a good 5 hours in or so. Like at this point, I've gotten some upgraded gear, maybe even a little.
Well, you're
more
off the
than
Great
that.
Plateau too, so
I'm off the Great Plateau. I've got a few of the zones unlocked. I've done some shrines. I think I've got 5 hearts. But it's cool because I'm using there's so much stuff that when I was playing originally, I was like, man, I wish I would have known that. I wish I would have known that recipe, or I would have known that I could catch fairies and keep them in my inventory, and they would, revive me if I died. Like all these little tips that I've picked up from putting so much time into it are making Master Mode a lot easier. But the one thing is the way that enemies regenerate combat just is, it's brutal. You come across 5 bokoblins, and before it was just like no big deal. I'd throw bombs at them. I'd try to just kind of do damage in areas and catch all of them. Now that's pointless. If you toss a bomb in the group of a bunch of people, they're going to take a little bit of damage, and if you're not constantly pumping damage into them, they'll just regen back and be at full health again. It's real rough. So you have to find ways to CC your targets. Like I'll use an ice arrow on one to freeze it for a little bit so I can focus on another one and try to kill that one quickly, and then get to a better vantage point.
So you take out a bokoblin camp and you celebrate like you've just taken out 2 Lionels.
Kind of, yeah. Or if I come up with a interesting way, I'll see one of these guys on these floating platforms, these Octorok platforms, and I'll go, okay, that one doesn't have anything I need.
Are these a new thing? These
Yeah,
Octorok platforms?
yeah.
Okay.
These are spread out all over the place, and they've got some pretty good loot on them too. So, a lot of times I'll go after these just because whatever's in the treasure chest is worth it. I think here I opened a pretty good sword out of this little, upgraded sword. So there you go. But yeah, there's new ways to take people out. If they don't have weapons I need, I'll throw bombs at them, try to knock them off cliffs. I'll try to knock people into the water, and I don't know. You just have to get really creative with the way you progress, because if you run out of weapons, you can't really do much. You got to run from everything then, and that's no fun. So there you go. There's Master Mode for you. And you guys think you'll check this out? Try
Brian,
it out?
I'm surprised that this game has not been a bigger draw for you, has not grabbed you, I guess, as well as we expected. Being that, as you were describing Persona 5, everything that you were saying, I was like, oh, it's kind of a little bit cartoony. It's this. You've got tons of hours to put into it. It's this great game. I'm thinking everything that you're saying sounded like Breath of the Wild, but you don't like that, but you like Persona. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'm an enigma.
You are.
I'll
You
tell
used to be
this.
the one person in this group that I could go, that is a Brian game, and now I don't know anybody anymore.
I don't know if it's that far. Here, I'll tell you what I think.
Got me mixed up with Luke.
We're pretty much about even in that.
Persona,
Don't you put that on me. Don't you do that.
We can't be figured out, Brian.
Persona has an interesting story. Zelda's story is that
Terrible.
there isn't one. It's kind of that you don't know it. I mean, it literally is you wake up with amnesia, and so he doesn't really know what's going on, and you're just kind of trying to figure out the world. And if the world itself isn't interesting enough to you, then the game's not going to have any draw for you.
Didn't they already do the amnesia thing in a Zelda game?
I don't think
Wasn't
so.
that Link's Awakening?
Hold on, time out. You guys have to see what I notice is happening. I come up on this black bokoblin, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna F this guy up. I'm gonna sneak up on
Gotta
him.
be black.
But then I see that he's holding metal weapons in the middle of this storm, and so I get out the camera because he's about to have a bad time on his own. There it is.
That's pretty good.
Yep. And then his body comes crashing back down to earth. It was awesome. Anyway, sorry. For the people listening to the podcast, the little guy got struck by lightning real hard and it insta-killed him. So there you go. But anyway, yeah, I think that not having much of a story, not having like a
There's nothing to
real
draw me
laid out
in.
narrative.
I kind of feel like the world doesn't care whether I'm there or not, and there's a lot of things it does well, and there's a lot of things I like about it, but it hasn't hooked me.
Oh.
Doesn't feel like a Zelda game to me.
Brian just needs to be the center of attention. That's what it is.
I'm different. I'm unique. I'm special. If you're not going to praise me, I'm leaving.
I don't know, man. I think it's the most Zelda game they've ever made. So there you go.
I think you really just need to get started on one of the dungeons, and
I'm at the doorstep of
Get
the
in
one
there.
in the Zora.
Yeah.
I think if
town.
you get through
Probably the
that,
best one.
that's you're probably gonna actually start to enjoy the game.
That's really when the game opened up for me, at least.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of time in that first area in the south there, or the middle area,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, like I'm not really sure what this game is all about. So I took that leap of faith and I went and I did Zora's Domain, and I was like, oh, sweet, like I want to go check out everything now.
You spend a lot of time feeling like you don't have any drive or motivation. You're listless, and then you go and you do the Zora's Domain, and now it feels like this game has a purpose. Like you have a job to do at that point. It changes.
And the reward, like I was like, well, what are they gonna do if I can't? Like, I'm not gonna get the hook shot, you know. I'm not gonna get a boomerang. Right. Like those are just the weapons and that you find. So I was like, I don't know how they're gonna handle that, but you get new powers that are very, very helpful. So that became like okay, well, I definitely want to see what's in the other places now, because that was really cool. Yeah. So I don't want to spoil what it is, but I don't know. I think if you can push through that part, yeah, you might find more of that purpose that you're looking for. But it also just might not be your thing, and you don't have to feel like you need to defend it every time we talk about it, or defend your stance on it. Fine. Like it's
you can try to defend it all you want; it's not going to work.
Yeah,
that's why you don't have to. We already know.
But anyway, yeah. So Master Mode is cool. I think you guys should try it if you have the DLC. I think you might be surprised in how much you would enjoy that challenge, because I sure do.
Yeah, but you also enjoy doing things like turning on all of the food, water, oxygen, cold, hot, all that stuff in Skyrim, and then just go camping and diving into a frozen river and having to build a fire to save your life.
Yeah, I mean that's all kind of here. I think that's why I like this so much, because those systems exist in this game. You know, if you dive into a snowy area river and don't fix that, you will die. I enjoy that. Hey, look, you can see me here. I'm getting rid of the rain. I'm getting rid of the rain there because I don't like the rain. So I'm just gonna build a campfire and wait it out real quick.
No problem. A fire in the rain. Got it.
Well, see, I went underneath
that tower.
I went under that tower.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you were under a tower.
Right. Yeah. That 50-foot tall tower. Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
Missed it.
You just gotta use the tools that are in front of you. That's all.
Yep, like my eyes.
Oh, what's next, Brian? You got our Melo on here. I remember that game.
Got our Melo.
It's the one with the rabbits and the bunnies and the foxes and they're all like medieval people and stuff. Is that the one?
Yeah, yes, that be the one. It's very much a board game. It's a board game on the PC,
That's
which
right.
is probably part of the draw because I'm a lapsed board gamer. The art style is. We should do that again. Dead of Winter is waiting.
Can we do that, please? All right,
we should.
All. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all anthropomorphic animals. The king is sick and corrupted, and he's evil, and he's dying, and we're vying for who's going to be the next king.
Is there a moment when you draw Saruman out of him, and then he becomes then he's just like a cool dude? Can that be one of the endings?
Not in the cinematic sense, no, but he'll die on his own. Like if the game goes for 10 turns, he just dies. Like he loses 1 health every turn, and then eventually he just dies, and whoever's got the most points wins.
Oh.
But you can just go into the castle and fight him and kill him also, but that's very tough because he's got guards. And it's God, I just love the look of the game, the look and the sound of the
gorgeous.
game.
Yeah.
Why does Brian always pick the best looking games that always have like cool sound and stuff with them? How do you do this?
Just got good
Luke
taste.
disagrees with you.
Yeah, that's because Luke doesn't like anything that's not space or Zelda
Is that true?
or Mega Man.
Are you that broken inside? I don't think you are. I think you're a pretty nice guy. And you like things that are good. Alright. Continue, Brian. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I was heavy into this, I don't know, I think last year sometime, and I decided to come back and give it another look today.
Was it all the board gaming talk on the Giant Bomb group that...
It might have been. It might have been. I've been missing that hobby lately.
Yep. There was a Facebook discussion where we were talking about Shadowhunters and Dead of Winter, and brought up some other ones that I'd never even heard of, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a game night coming. I can feel it. I can feel it stirring.
I hope so.
Camping game night.
There you go.
Sure.
Bring Indiana Jones on a projector, and we'll just kill 3 birds with 1 stone. I'll finally see that movie. It'll be great. I'm sure it's awesome.
Movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, our Melo's still good.
It looks really cool. I don't know that I don't know. Maybe I would enjoy it. It seems weird. You are playing with other people, right? Like you're getting into matches, and
you can play against other people, or you can play against the AI. The thing is with the AI, like you can speed up their turns and all the combat, and with other people, you've got to wait. Obviously, so
if somebody's just
multiplayer
really
games go long. Yeah.
You're sitting there, just come on, move.
I'm waiting for them to make a Kickstarter to make this into a physical board game, because I think they could.
Yeah, you don't think there's anything that's too, too dependent on?
I don't think so. Because all the combat is dice
and stuff. Okay.
Like you draw cards and play cards. Moving pieces around a board. You've got like settlements and camps. I think it would translate well.
That's cool. You think all the things that are tracking? That's always the thing that I never consider when there's something digital versus a physical one. Is like, are there too many systems being tracked for you by the game?
Mm-hmm.
That would be too hard to translate to, like, having little knickknacks on a counter or something like that.
There's definitely upkeep where like the guards move every turn, and there are these wraiths that come out, and those move every turn. So someone would have to move them. Like there'd have to be, I don't know, like an AI for them. You'd have to know how they move, but
that's cool.
I think that could be done.
I'd try it. I'd give that a few hours.
It's also got more dice than I usually like at my board games. My threshold for randomness is kind of low.
Gotcha. RNGesus becomes too much of a factor.
But there are ways to mitigate it.
That's cool. Good stuff, man. Well, I think that's gonna do it for what we've been playing. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss any games? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right.
We're good.
Well, let's hop into the news. There it is. Thought about it, and then it decided, like, to wait a second, keep me on my toes. Alright. So, the news, guys. Kring. Alright, here you go. If I was ever going to sell you on Kingdom Hearts, here's my shot. Alright? I'm gonna take my best crack at it. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming in 2018, and they've announced they've announced a Toy Story world.
Yeah, I already knew about that. I went to Disney World. I went to Disney World for Christmas.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you not remember this? And there was like a big wall up at the end of this area of the park, and it said "Coming soon," and it had like a picture of like a Toy Story world, like that's coming. But Fuck Kingdom Hearts. How's that gonna sell me on Kingdom Hearts?
I don't know, because you can be in Toy Story World with Woody and hanging out and stuff, and you love that movie.
Yeah,
You can be Andy.
I could go to Orlando and be in Toy Story World.
Yeah, you could just go to you could just drive to Orlando whenever the fuck you want. Yeah. Totally, I forgot about that. Sorry. I didn't know that you had so much money that you
Yeah, I'm going to Hogwarts. See ya.
Okay, so how does Toy Story World fit in with?
Forget it. Never mind.
Oh, there's like a Toy Story portion of Kingdom Hearts in the game?
Yes.
Oh,
you go get transformed. Okay, so in Kingdom Hearts,
is Wreck-It Ralph in it?
I
In
don't
this game?
fucking know.
If Wreck-It Ralph's in this game, then I'm sold.
This did not go how Tyler expected.
I didn't think I was gonna have to
We need a
explain the
do-over.
premise of Kingdom Hearts.
Tyler, run the
let me
music
start.
again.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, here we go.
Let's edit this all out.
Let's try it one more time. Just kidding.
Did the music stall again for you?
No, it was right on key that time. Literally as soon as I pressed the button. Anyway, okay. So
Apparently
here's
tired. Didn't
here's-
understand.
here's the rub of Kingdom Hearts. You go around to these different worlds and you get kind of like morphed into whatever that world is. So if it's Little Mermaid, you're gonna sprout a tail. If you're going to
All about tails.
Nightmare Before
Tails is my
Christmas
favorite
Land,
Sonic
you're gonna be
character.
wearing Halloween garb, that kind of deal, right? So Sora and Donald and Mickey and Goofy. I don't know if Mickey's actually part of your party. Probably not.
If I could play without Sora, I'm sold. Just sign me right up.
Hold on.
It's the little Japanesey character with the big fat sword shaped like a key that's comically large and the stupid hairdo. That's what just kills it for me.
Time out though, because the voice actor that plays Sora is, oh shit, I forget his name, but it'll come to me. You'll help me out with this. In Silicon Valley, what's his name? The VR guy. What's his name?
Oh, what the fuck is that guy's name?
Right?
Sixth Sense.
Yes, the kid.
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment, yes. He is the voice actor, and now every time I hear that little kid talk, I'm going to picture a big bearded, whatever that character's name is. Oh, damn it. Really blowing this. But anyway, that should do
Maybe
it.
because you got sick of watching that show that you don't know the character's name.
No. I mean, well, yeah. Yeah, Silicon Valley,
little bit.
this last season hasn't been very good.
Last half.
Yeah, the last half of the last season was very good.
Anyway,
No, okay,
Haley Joel
this-
Osment's in it, and so is Mickey Mouse. So get it now.
This
Toy Story.
definitely knowing this makes me go from giving zero shits about it to going, huh? Maybe.
Look, if you're a fan
If I get a
of Disney
PlayStation?
stuff, it's cool. I don't know. I will
Is
check
gonna
it
be
out.
in it?
still a PlayStation exclusive,
I don't
or
know.
is it?
I actually don't know
think
that
so.
either. I don't think it is anymore.
You really
No.
know nothing about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Tyler.
know it's
Really,
coming-
you just posted this article and expected me to just be like,
all the
"Oh my
reading."
god, this is amazing! I can't wait."
I didn't.
You
I
really
just-
don't have any answers.
I just wanted to get you hooked. Oh, Big Hero 6 might be in there too. Look at that.
Oh, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Baymax.
I thought that movie
Baymax
was real
could be your healer. He'll be your sport character.
cool. There you go.
Jesus,
I am planning
Hire
on
me,
getting
Squeenix. I can write
the
this
Kingdom
shit.
Hearts bundle. They've got,
Really?
like 1 and 2 and various,
Mhm.
spin-offs.
Remixes and whatever
All in
they
a
call 'em.
collection for the PS4, yeah.
I would support that decision.
I've never played one.
I think they're rad. I don't know. I think if you liked the most recent Final Fantasy, it's gonna be kind of like that, only with more ridiculous aerial combat and stuff. You're doing a lot of like juggling enemies and stuff. But there's
It's
also
been more ridiculous.
there's also summoning enemies and stuff like Final Fantasy. It's very actiony combat, but
Oh, it's action-y combat, not like stupid, slow, terrible turn-based combat.
yeah,
Can you mute Kring?
I cannot. Skype is so bad
Thanks,
it won't
Skype.
let me. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm
job,
serious.
Skype.
It's
Just
more like
fucking hang up on him. I
I'm
guess.
serious too.
This looks awesome. It shows him getting into one of these toys, these like mech toys, and he's flying around first person shooting stuff. This looks
it
really
would look
cool.
awesome if you made that video full screen so I can
Oh,
see
there you
it.
go. Sorry. Try that out for size. It looks.
Hey,
it looks
I
pretty
have
neat.
a question.
Yes, I'll look.
Have any of you ever played Ratchet and Clank?
Nope.
No.
I've heard good things.
All right, out with the news.
I think Insomniac makes it.
Yep.
Oh, this news segment is just
See, the
not
haircut
going
is
well.
what it just makes me just feel
Shut
like,
up, Crane. God.
bad.
Yes, they have their effeminate.
Is that a cactus?
Yes,
That was a cactus.
It's an actual
All right.
cactus. Okay,
I can use a cactus as a sword. I'm in.
Not everyone can have
we go.
stupid, boring hair like you. Okay, some people care. It's coming in 2018. Get your hair gel
Yes.
ready.
Oh, it is going to be on Xbox as well, so I don't have to have my PlayStation to play
Did
it.
it
All
say
right,
that?
fine.
Did it say
Yeah,
that?
it did. It did say that at the end of the video. Thanks for
Xbone,
paying
PS4, and yep, no PC. So I'll just kill myself, I guess.
You have an Xbone.
I'd
Stream it
rather
to your
not
PC.
play it on my Xbox.
By 2018, you could have a PS4.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't let my dreams be dreams. In other weird Nintendo news, because that seems to be the only kind of news that there is when it comes to Nintendo. They're still
Virtual Console is coming to the Game Boy Advance.
no close. They're still working on a quality of life device that they announced a couple years ago.
What?
So, yeah, before the Switch was announced, Nintendo came out and said that they're working on some kind of quality of life product. It would make people's quality of life better.
I assumed that was the NES Classic.
What does that even mean?
There was
Quality of life device?
there seems to be some kind
Is it
of patent for a
fitness watch?
like a sleep sensor type thing. It analyzes your sleep. It seems to be. I don't know. I don't know if Nintendo's going to try to beam dreams into your
Are they-
skull. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to
They
do.
just
Making
want to remind
a-
you that they're based in Japan.
Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Cell phone?
A cell phone? A Nintendo phone?
Oh, God.
That's where the
Yeah,
Virtual
that's right.
Console's coming in, and that's how you'll
there
get
it
the
is.
voice chat on your Switch.
There it is. Nailed it.
You're nailing this.
Smoked them. Yeah, I don't know. It's mysterious and weird. Nobody really knows what's going on, and they say it's still a long way off. So
Does
I'm
this
sure-
say that it could monitor your sleep without wearing it? Is that what that
Yeah.
says?
What?
yeah, it seems to be
Ow.
the idea.
Explain.
I can't. I won't.
Science.
Tyler's not prepared again.
Cloud computing, compute cores, the connected world. I don't.
Your dreams are going to go to the cloud. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know.
I don't understand Nintendo.
No one does. I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone does or can.
We're making this device that does things.
Yeah, we're
Your
gonna tell
life
you
is
about
gonna
it.
be better because of it.
It's a quality of life device, and you're gonna love us for it, and it's gonna change the world. And
I think that
it's gonna be a
Nintendo's
while
getting
before we do
confused,
that.
I think, and I think that they think that they're Apple now, and they can just throw whatever they want out there, and it'll sell.
You think they're wrong? I mean, so far they've been right about that post Wii U launch. Like,
Virtual Console's coming to this thing.
it's
I'm
gonna
gonna be able
a
to play.
wireless
I'm going to
sleep
be able to play
sensor
A Link to the Past in my sleep on
in
this
your
thing.
sleep. Yeah, it's gonna go out to the cloud.
What if this is the virtual console?
There you go.
And it's virtual because it's in your mind.
It's a physical virtual console.
Oh my gosh.
It's a virtual cloud-based console
Nailed
that
it.
can measure your sleep patterns.
There you go.
Because why not?
Well, it
Everything else
connects-
does.
It connects.
That's how you
virtually-
control it, Luke.
It wirelessly connects to a little cat person that tells you when you don't have enough sleep. It just tells you to go to bed.
Yeah.
There you go. And can turn into a truck. It's self-driving.
Let's not do that tonight.
Thanks, Japan.
You seem too tired. All right. Let's keep the
Speaking of
Nintendo.
Japan.
Let's keep the Nintendo. Yeah. Speaking of Japan, keeping the Nintendo weird news rolling. Hey, remember how we said it would be really cool to be able to like watch videos on our Switches?
Yes.
Yeah, is that coming?
Yes.
Is that
you-
coming?
Can I get
Netflix?
Hold your horses. Hold on now.
Just
Ja-
Netflix?
in Japan, a video streaming
Just
service
YouTube?
called
Just Twitch?
hold on, I'll find the name of it.
I'll even take the
Nico-
stupid Xbox one.
It's called Nico, which resembles YouTube in some ways, is coming to the Japanese Nintendo eShop later this week in Japan. So
What?
get your Nico on your Switch if you're in Japan, starting next week. the silence means you guys are so excited that you can't contain yourselves and you're just stunned right now, right? That's what that means?
How the fuck come everything Nintendo wants to make that's kind of interesting for their console goes to Japan only and never sees a North American release?
Well, now, Krang,
Like they had like
fair.
an online service for
Right.
their Famicom, and they had like an online service for their Super Nintendo, and they had like another online service for their Nintendo 64. They had a disc-based thing for their Nintendo 64, and all that stayed in Japan. None of it ever came to the States, and all we got was the fucking Virtual Boy. God damn it!
We got Rob the Robot.
Yeah. Yeah, so count your blessings, you ungrateful bastard. Now, almost made him do a spit take. One day, I'm gonna get that on stream.
I spit it back into the cup.
Thing.
So here we go. In March, Nintendo executive Reggie Fils-Aimé said the company is in discussions with Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon to bring their streaming services to the Switch. Eventually.
What discussion is there? Call up Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Hello, Netflix. Can we use your app? Cool. Thanks. Bye. Done.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yup. I know. Apparently, it's going to require lots of talks.
Mad about having to. Oh my gosh, we have to have an app so that more people can use our service and make us money. What?
I'm pretty sure that my washer and dryer can run Netflix now if I want them to. So I don't know why there needs to be any talks either. It seems insane.
Don't you have a smart fridge? Your fridge can run Netflix. Watch Netflix on your fridge.
Until the password gets hacked.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go.
And you're hosting someone's data.
Get that Nico
insurance data. Luke.
Get that Nico on your Switch next week.
So this is what I was bitching about, like, what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
After getting off the plane?
Yes.
Like, come on. The best we're going to get is Nico?
Well, you're not going to get it. Japan is.
They couldn't even just put a YouTube app on there? They're putting
I'm guessing,
Nico?
maybe in Japan, YouTube isn't the, hot commodity that it is over here. Luke, I don't know
They
these
could probably
things.
get
Japan isn't China.
Put a YouTube app on it.
What's that?
They could probably get Google to pay them to put a YouTube app on it.
And they should.
You watch enough YouTube, Luke. Simmer down.
Yeah, but I don't watch it on my Switch.
It's time to go to bed, Luke. We don't want to do that today. That's a Persona 5 joke. Okay? That's what that was. Okay. I got him coming and going. All right.
I got it. Thanks, Tyler.
You're welcome. I care about you. Let's move on to our next item of discussion, which is the Dota 2 International Prize is once again a stupid amount of money. They've already surpassed last year's total, and it is now up to $20.7 million for winning the tournament in a video game.
Is this where they sell the compendium and like part of the proceeds go to the to the prize pool?
Yes. So, yeah, they sell. Let's see. They call it a battle pass now. This time it includes access to a cooperative campaign, so like a co-op, like story campaign now that you can get in Dota 2, and yeah, I think it also includes in-game items, all kinds of stuff, and it's only 25% of the proceeds that go from the battle pass to the prize pool. So Valve has actually sold over $80 million worth of battle passes this year.
Is there a core prize pool apart from those proceeds, though?
I believe so. I think they started out at I can't remember what it is. I don't know if they say here, but it's not much. Like, I want to say they start at like $1 million or something like that. Yeah, they might start at like $1 million or something, and the rest of it is all through the prize. What do they call it? Battle pass now. So yeah, it's pretty insane, and it looks like they've still got quite a few days to go before this ends. So it's just gonna get bigger. It's crazy.
Can't believe how much money that Valve just prints.
Right?
Yeah, I was just gonna bring up the fact that the amount of money that Valve has to be making for something like this off of Steam, we're never getting a Half-Life 3. It's never going to happen. They make too much money, and the only thing that a Half-Life 3 could possibly even do is hurt them by being not as good as people want it to be.
It
could never live up to expectations.
It will never live up to expectations. Even if it is the greatest game ever, if it doesn't give you a blowjob at the same time, it has not lived up to your expectations, and it will just sour your opinion of Valve.
I disagree only because I feel like not completing the story is a real double middle finger to their fans. Like, the story is incomplete. We don't have the answers. Like, there's still, I can't remember exactly how Half-Life 2 ended, but it wasn't exactly a cliffhanger, but it wasn't.
Well, there's the 2 chapters that come after it that are even bigger cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the cliffhanger or a disappointment?
I would rather have closure. I'd rather have something to finish that out. I mean,
Closure was not an option.
At this point, I actually don't care. I'll be honest, I don't care anymore because it's been so long since I played Half-Life 2. At this point, like, whatever. But I'm sure that there are people who have way more fondness for that series than I do, who would like to see it finished and like to have some kind of ending to it.
The only way they could make Half-Life 3 is when our generation is dead.
Wow, that got grim fast.
Well, the generation that cares will no longer be around, is what I'm saying.
But that's where, like...
No, Luke, because by that time we're all dead because the planet has, gotten too hot and everybody's dead at that point. So, I mean...
Yes, it's 50, 60 years. Let's get this train rolling. Come on, Half-Life 3.
I don't care about Half-Life 3. I'm concerned for Portal 3.
There you go.
Portal 2 had a very, very good ending, at least.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of closure there. Although
there's a lot of closure after the first one,
too. Exactly, the first Portal had a real good ending, and they just retconned that.
If they can make GLaDOS a potato, they can do anything, and I will play it.
I'm with Brian, though. I've said for a few years now that I would rather they make a Portal 3 than a Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why it has to be one or the other. I don't understand.
Because apparently they can't make any games at all.
Yeah, it can be neither.
It's true. It's true. I can have none of the things that I want. That's always an option.
You're getting a Game of Thrones, Tyler. Be grateful.
I am grateful. Because winter has come. What else? That's not a segue I'm going to use. Games done quick. Luke just dropped this in there. And,
Did anyone get a chance to watch any of it? I didn't get a chance to see a whole lot.
I had lots of chances to.
I
didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
I watched some of the Nier run.
Well, how'd you like the Nier run? I caught the first part of it.
It was decent. It was interesting. He's a one-handed gamer.
Yeah. They started
that
off
alone
with
kind of made it interesting.
It was 3 hours long, I think.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
About 3 hours long, one-handed. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They raised $1.7 million this year for Gotchas Without Borders, which is the highest amount they raised for SGDQ. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The bummer side, though, is for years now, the biggest lead-up game has been Super Metroid with their races. They ended up doing it Saturday morning at like 12:20 a.m.
Yeah.
As opposed to Saturday night at like
9
or 10. And just a ludicrous time. I cannot believe they did that. The worst time possible. And they did a very, very difficult category called low percent ice. So the only weapon you get is just the ice upgrade. Yeah. It makes it so that the first boss is incredibly difficult. And at about 15 minutes in, 2 of the 3 runners were dead.
Oh, wow. So you're watching the rest of the run is just... There's no tension. There's no drama.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just...
and even worse, didn't that third guy just not finish the game?
Oh,
Did he die too?
No, he finished it.
Oh, okay.
But
that's a bummer.
There was no tension. I mean, towards the end, he did a save, which you don't do in a speed run. But So it's like a 45 or nearly 50-minute run, which is a pretty good time for it, but it's just no tension. Just watch
Half
one
an hour's
person
worth of
finish
it is one dude by himself.
Yeah. So it was the worst Super Metroid race I've seen.
The times that I have tuned in for any of that stuff, that's been the thing that's kept me watching it. Is like, oh, there's 3 people, and like let's see how close they are to where
Right.
the
They're
other
all
ones
within
are. And,
1 minute of each other. Yeah.
right, that's pretty interesting. Or you'll see one guy, try something because he's got a little bit of time ahead to see if it pays off. Like, there's cool stuff that's unique to that community that you get when you have people running against each other like that.
And it's stupid. It's a stupid decision to have that specific category, because I feel like the point of watching a race is to watch somebody complete this game as fast as they possibly can. And why aren't all the races just any percent?
Any percent or 100%.
Yeah, either any percent or 100%. I
Those
want
are
to
the 2 categories you would run.
I want to see you do something as fast as you possibly can, not as fast as you can, but here's this caveat that makes it stupid. Like, why is it even a category that they track? That just seems arbitrary and stupid.
It's one of the least tracked, I think. Besides, like, just the 100% map completion, or just running to the first boss and killing them. Like, those are just the weird ones.
Those are weird ones, but like 100% map completion makes sense because you're completing something in the game, whereas this doesn't make any sense to me to purposely and artificially handicap your character for no reason other than reasons.
I don't know. I'd watch a 3-heart Zelda Breath of the Wild run. I'd watch that shit all day.
Well, you're in luck because any percent is 3-heart Zelda Breath of the Wild.
There you go.
So
you should have really watched it, because that was actually a really good run.
That was a really, really, really good run. You should watch that, Tyler. It's up on the YouTubes. It's a really good speed run.
The stasis tricks are awesome.
Yeah, he explains a lot on how those tricks all work too. So it's like a really entertaining and cool run.
Wasn't that like a 48-minute run?
No, 45.
45, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's, from waking up in the cave to
you wake up in the cave,
killing Ganon.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep, 45 minutes.
I don't know how
you're 5 hours in and you're...
It's crazy. I have to watch that. I'll have to check that out. That's
he has to actually go through and do some weapon farming towards the end. Like, he's got some weapons that he knows where they're at and runs around Hyrule Castle and gets them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Hyrule Castles are just full of high-level stuff. So
there's also some ways that they can go through and do the spin animation and hit multiple parts of Ganon. And I think one time, like, one spin hits 3 different parts of them. So it's actually doing triple damage.
That's cool.
But Tyler, you need to watch it purely for the stasis tricks that they do, because they're unreal.
Yeah, I've seen some of that where like they'll cut down a tree and then stasis it and then whack it, and, like climb on it and let it launch them halfway across the map and stuff. There's some cool stuff like that I've seen pulled off, so I'll have to check that out. Well, that's gonna do it for the news. That's gonna do it for the show, pretty much, guys. Unless you got something else you want to chat about.
Westworld is really good.
Yeah,
everyone should watch that.
You guys should watch it.
No, we can tie this into gaming,
really,
because Crane, didn't you say that Trevor from GTA is in it?
Trevor from GTA is in 4 of the episodes.
Yeah,
he plays a small character in the show, and he plays it. He actually plays it really well. It's kind of, and this whole game, more Rockstar. This whole show feels like a real world Red Dead Redemption theme park. That's really what it feels like.
You have the power to end this, Tyler.
It's really what this feels like. Just play us off.
Just play them out.
I'm pretty sure they're running it all on PCs.
Yeah, they are running it on PCs.
Red Dead on PC finally?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Red Dead on
PC. I'm gonna watch Westworld now. All right. You sold me. Well, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, or you can stream the show right from questlogcast.com. You can follow us on Twitter at questlogcast. You can email the show. You can email the show at mail@questlogcast.com. You can find these jokers usually most weeks here with me doing this show. chatting about Westworld and snakes and all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure to tune in next week for episode 39 when we'll do it all again and probably talk about Breath of the Wild some more. And that'll pretty much do it. Thank you so much. We will catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Next time.